CBS 6 News starts now with a weather alert.
Still tracking the aftermath of this significant nor'easter that blew through the area yesterday. A look at who still could add a few more inches to your snow totals, plus snow reports, how much officially came down, coming up.
This morning, we continue our live team coverage of the storm that's brought tons of snow now to the capital region.
Carrie Beal up in Saratoga County. She's updating us on the road conditions up there, so we're checking in with her in just a moment. And then we also are following some breaking news out of Altamont, where meteorologist Craig Adams is at the scene of a building fire.
We're also taking a live look outside with our Freihofer sky camera. This is downtown Troy this morning.
We can see the Green Island Bridge.
And more than that, you can see a plow working in the parking lot down there on the left-hand side of the screen, the flashing lights there. Everybody trying to dig out, and they might be dealing with some blowing snow today. Let's get a look at your forecast with meteorologist Alyssa Carroll, please.
Hey guys, good morning. Took me a good 45 minutes to dig myself out this morning, but the roads are in better shape than yesterday, although they are still a bit snow covered, so allow extra time to get where you need to be. And yeah, the winds are going to pick up as this nor'easter continues to deepen and pull away, which will lead to blowing and drifting snow. Now, fortunately, there's not much on the radar at the present time, but notice a lot of moisture to our north and west. We will see additional snow showers firing up throughout the day. For now, it's just flurries to the north and west of the capital region. We could add about 1 to 4 inches to your snow totals as we work through today, mostly across the higher terrain. Take this with a grain of salt because it is a simulation, but it does show you those areas most likely to see snow shower activity. Even in the valleys, the coating to an inch is a possibility. Skies are cloudy throughout the day. Temperatures are cold. We're only into the 20s, and scattered snow showers this morning and this afternoon, eventually ending by tonight. Snow reports coming up. A look at just how much came down in a little bit. Guys?
All right, Alyssa, thanks. Taking you out to the Northway, bottom of the Northway, looking pretty good right now. Roads look a lot better than they did yesterday. We're currently accident-free. That's your CBS 6 Eye on Traffic. We are following breaking news right now out of Altamont. Crews, as we mentioned, on the scene of a building fire.
We want to send things over to Melissa Lee. She has a look at the specific area that we're talking about. Melissa?
Jack, that is right. We are learning that the fire is located on Prospect Terrace in Altamont. We do have a map to show you. You can see where the fire is marked here. This is an empty building, according to dispatch, behind the Sunoco gas station on Main Street. Meteorologist Craig Adams is joining us live from the scene, where he's been now for about an hour. Craig, what's going on?
I've been there quite a bit. All right, Melissa, I was able to track down one of the captains from the Altamont Fire Department, Captain Tommy Tubbs. What can you tell us about the fire?
The first arriving unit we came in on, we found the structure fully involved. We automatically got mutual aid rolling for tankers and engines to help out with the fire. As of right now, we don't know the cause of the fire. It's under investigations. Right now, we're probably just about mopping up the hot spots. We'll be here on the scene for a little longer.
Is it a complete loss?
It's a complete loss. There was a vacant building. Nobody was in it. As far as I know, that's it.
All right. Thanks very much, Captain. We appreciate you taking the time there with us. So, again, a empty building, but the fire now just being mopped up. Back to the studios now. I'm Craig Adams, CBS 6 News in Altamont.
Craig, thanks. Some great new information there from the fire captain. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
All right, this morning we are still seeing a number of school closings and delays in the area. Some of them just being upgraded from delays to closings in about the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, more reason just to keep it here on CBS 6. The Troy and Saratoga Springs school districts, those are both still on a delay this morning. Schenectady City School District has been closed for the day. That was one that came in just about an hour ago. So you can find the list, of course, scrolling at the bottom of your screen. If you want to see the full list, I know there's a lot of eager kids at home.
Yeah,
CBS6Albany.com.
I'm actually just looking on Twitter here. 15 seconds ago, the Shalimont Central School District tweeted that they are closed today. A level 1 school closure.
Level 1. Okay. All right. Yeah, so just more of a reason just to keep it here, because these are being updated throughout the morning. So the storm, it is pulling away from the area, but there are a lot of roads across the state that are still in rough shape.
Yeah, I want to show you some video. We just got into the newsroom overnight out of Buffalo. You can see all the plows still out there trying to clear roads. Not an unfamiliar sight for us here in the capital region.
Yeah, travel bans still in effect effect for tractor trailers on some state highways. That includes the Thruway this morning, also the Northway and I-88. I'm looking at 511 right now. According to the Lieutenant Governor, Kathy Hochul, there were actually 44 incidents involving tractor trailers on the Thruway yesterday. Yikes.
As the plows continue working to salt and clear the roads, Carrie Beal keeping an eye on their progress, and no better spot to do that than sometimes from right behind them. We've seen her there this morning.
Yeah, so she is giving us an update on those roads, driving very safely and hopefully encountering some roads that are better than what they were yesterday, Carrie.
Julia, it is looking much better than it did yesterday. I just took a turn off Broadway Street in downtown Saratoga Springs because I wanted to show you some of these back roads and particularly how it looks back here. You can see it's very snow covered. It's a thick coating, very different from what we've seen on some of those main roads. On the Northway, it's clear for the most part. So if that is usually the way you go for your morning commute, you will have a smooth drive. However, if you have some secondary roads or some back roads that you have to travel on, you will have to deal with piles of snow. Possibly, you might be able to see that car right there, piles of snow that have accumulated on top of your car, and you may have to be digging yourself out this morning. So do keep that in mind. We will be heading over to the Northway next, so I can give you a clear picture of what that looks like coming up in our morning wrap. I'm Carrie Beal reporting live in Saratoga County for CBS 6 News. Back to you.
Those roads there in Saratoga Springs, I drove through it around 2:30 in the morning, and they were really bad. So it looks much better than it did a few hours ago. So they're making progress.
Hopefully
there.
a little bit better and a little bit better throughout the day.
Yeah, so some snow emergencies are coming to an end soon. That includes Saratoga Springs, so that will expire at noon.
But tonight, a new snow emergency begins in the city of Albany. This is not too unfamiliar for anybody who lives in that area. It starts at 8 o'clock tonight, and during the first 24 hours, your car has to be parked on the even-numbered side of the street, or else you might be ticketed and towed.
It's not fun. Tomorrow night at 8, all cars need to be parked on the odd side of the street. So other communities that are also under snow emergencies, take this into consideration. Cohoes, that begins at 8 o'clock this morning, lasts until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. East Greenbush also under one until tonight at 6. The town of Brunswick also under a snow emergency until 6 o'clock tonight. For more details on other places in our area that are affected, because there are quite a few, just go to cbs6albany.com.
This morning, we're also working to find out if the Postal Service will again be affected by the snow today. Joining us once again on the phone is U.S. Postal Service spokeswoman Maureen Marion. Thanks so much for joining us again, Maureen.
Thank you. Glad to be in from shoveling.
So can you let us know whether or not Postal Service is going to be restored for the capital region today?
It is absolutely our expectation to attempt to deliver every location that we can access. So we are definitely opening for business today. Our post offices will be available and open, and our carriers will be on the street.
So you say every available site that you can access. Are there things that people can do to make their mailboxes more accessible, or what's going to be the deciding factor on that accessible definition?
Absolutely. It is a case-by-case, mailbox-by-mailbox decision by our carriers. If I can reach your street, and that includes our partnerships with municipalities, some of our locations will be able to get to. There may certainly be side streets or country roads that are not accessible. We won't be there if we can't get there.
And if people don't get their mail, can they go to the post office and pick it up?
That would, again, I think you have to remember that if you don't get your mail, say your time is at noon, your carrier's still on the road. So I would be very careful about making it under these conditions, any extra trip is probably not smart. Your time would be better spent if you have a mailbox at your home, clearing the path for the carrier, whether it's at the curb or at the doorstep. Please give us a way to get to your mailbox. If it's there, we'll try every which way to get there.
All right, do whatever they can to help out. Maureen Marion with the U.S. Postal Service. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are still seeing some flights canceled at Albany International this morning. Lots of cancellations on the arrival side, even more on the departure side. A good idea still today to check with your carrier. CBS 6 is, of course, your weather authority. We have complete coverage of the storm as it moves away. Don't forget to download the free CBS 6 Weather Authority app.
Yeah, just search WRGB in your app store. We've also been getting a lot of snow pictures from you guys, and they are awesome. So if you have any more, I know you got to have some on your phone. Just send them in, because we love getting pictures like this. Look at this. Awesome. This great picture here.
Yeah, we've gotten a bunch of them using the See It, Send It function on the CBS 6 app. This one from Linda Pierce. She says, staying in today.
Linda, gorgeous. And it's a Palomino.
Yeah,
something
beautiful horse, and he got a jacket on.
Yeah, in his stall with his, coverall, just
nice and warm.
Watching the snow from indoors. That's the way to do it.
Happening right now in Fultonville this morning. Montgomery County Dispatch tells us firefighters are still working to get control of a fire that first started last night at a church. Early this morning, those flames rekindled. This is the United Methodist Church of Fonda Fultonville on Montgomery Street. We're still working to get more details from dispatch, but they tell us they don't think anybody was hurt in this. But look at the flames. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more throughout the morning.
640 firing back over tax returns. What the White House has to say as they release income tax information for President Trump.
And the significant snow now over, but lingering showers could add to your already impressive snow totals as we go throughout today. A look at just how much snow came down. I've got some snow reports coming up and your hour-by-hour forecast. Who could still add a few more inches after the break?
CBS Traffic is brought to you by attorneys Martin, Harding, and Mazzotti. Injured, helping you is what we do.
I'm Nora O'Donnell. Coming up, America's longest-running high school science competition. Kids design projects to find planets and cure deadly diseases. That's coming up on CBS This Morning.
A CBS 6 weather alert continuing this morning after we follow the aftermath of that significant nor'easter we had around yesterday. We'll take you outside to downtown Schenectady here. An improvement since yesterday, but still snow covering the road, so allow extra time to get where you need to be. We did just learn that Shenandoah School District is now closed. So that is something that just came into the newsroom. Again, Shenandoah School District now closed for the day. Fortunately, not seeing a ton of snow on the radar at the present time. Flurries north and west, but we should see additional snow showers developing throughout the day that will become scattered and still could dump a couple of inches across the higher terrain throughout this morning and this afternoon. So expect more snow showers across the region as we work throughout the day. I'll take you hour by hour through the day, and of course those snow reports, just how much came down, will be coming up in about 4 minutes. Guys?
Alyssa, thanks. Though the storm may be starting to wind down, the roads still need a lot of work before it's warning free.
It's like some are pretty good, and then you have these secondary roads that are just a mess. So Carrie Beal joining us live in Saratoga County this morning, and she is updating us on the conditions that she's seeing. So Carrie, you're out on the highway right now, so the highways look okay, right?
Yeah, the thruway or the Northway right now, it's looking pretty good for the most part. Now that it's lighter out, you can see that you can clearly see the lines in the pavement, but it's a very different scenario if you go on those secondary roads. So where we are right now, this is on the Northway heading south by exit 14. And this is what we've seen most of the Northway in Saratoga County. But when we hit some of those back roads like Broadway Street, downtown Saratoga County, or when we were on 146 East, which was in Clifton Park, not too far from Shenandoah School District, that's where we saw a lot of the snow piling up. And that's where you will have to be a little extra careful. The other thing we've seen this morning is the salt. And that salt is piling up on your windshield. That's why we've had to use our windshield wipers several times as well. Reporting live in Saratoga County, Carrie Beal, CBS 6 News. Back to you.
All right, Carrie, thanks. This morning, the White House is firing back over income tax information belonging to President Trump. The White House says President Trump earned more than $150 million in income and paid $38 million in taxes back in 2005. The information was made available last night ahead of a report by MSNBC on the Rachel Maddow show. And they say the publishing of President Trump's income tax information is illegal, and released a statement saying, in quote, well, partially in quote, you know you are desperate for ratings when you are willing to violate the law to push a story.
All right, time right now 6:47. Let's get a look at your forecast with meteorologist Alyssa Caraprese.
All right, guys, we'll start with some snowfall reports. Actually, this is the wrong snowfall report that I want to show you. I'm going to head back to the weather computer quick because these snowfall reports are so impressive. You just have to see them across the area. I've had some areas reporting around 30 inches of snow. In fact, some spots across the Catskills reporting in excess of 30 inches. Here it is right here. Pull it up for you. Across the region, we're going to see possibly a few more inches accumulating throughout the day, but that's mostly going to be confined to the higher terrain. Already, we picked up in Stamford 34 inches, Charlottesville 32.5, Glenmont rating in this morning 26.5 inches. Picked up about 24 inches in Amsterdam, Queensbury reporting 21 inches, and Saratoga Springs 19 inches, a significant and historic storm for sure. Well, this nor'easter will keep on pulling away from the area as we work throughout today, and in its wake, we're going to see gusty winds developing and some snow showers that will become more widespread throughout the day. This morning, fortunately, not much out there, which is certainly going to help digging out, and at least through the morning drive. Just some flurries to the north and west of the capital region, Adirondacks down through the Mohawk Valley, and now the western Catskills breaking into some flurries. But a moist air mass in place, and all of this activity will start to take shape throughout the morning. So let's walk you through the day here. 8 o'clock, some spotty snow showers. By lunchtime, they become a bit more widespread, especially in lake effect prone areas and across the higher terrain. Continues through this evening. Now we're at 6 o'clock tonight. Then all the activity winding down and coming to an end by early tomorrow morning. We are dry region wide. Still could see about 1 to 4 inches, and this is a simulation, so take it with a grain of salt, but it does highlight those areas that are most likely to see a few more inches developing as we work throughout the day today. Coating to an inch is possible across the valleys. The big thing you'll notice, blowing and drifting snow. It is breezy out already, and it will stay gusty all day long with gusts around 40 miles per hour. Keep that in mind when you're driving. Now, temperatures are beginning the day in the teens in the capital district, some single-digit readings to the west. But you factor the wind in, and we have wind chills right around 0 for much of the area. Feels like it's 3 below in Schenectady right now. Highs are only going to be in the lower to middle 20s. It's a cold day. Not going to see any melting snow throughout today with skies cloudy. Tomorrow maybe a little bit, but it is still going to be cold. Temperatures will be in the 20s. It's breezy, so still blowing and drifting snow throughout tomorrow. And I'm tracking this clipper storm that will sweep through Friday night and the first half of Saturday that will likely bring another round of some lighter snowfall into the area. Maybe another 1 to 4 inches could accumulate, but we'll, of course, be turning our attention towards that once we get through the aftermath of today's storm system, that nor'easter pulling away. So we're looking okay for Friday, St. Patrick's Day, mostly sunny in the morning, clouds increase. Then we bring that snow in Friday night and Saturday, lingering showers Sunday, and then by Monday, the first day of spring, we're dry and temperatures up to 40. Guys?
Alyssa, thanks. We take a look outside at traffic right now. Coming up on 651, the Patroon Island Bridge looks much better than it did yesterday, but you can still see plenty of snow out there this morning, especially on the sides of the bridge there. So definitely give yourself some extra time still, and those secondary roads are going to be far less clear. Accident-wise, though, we are in good shape. That's your CBS 6 Eye on Traffic.
Continuing, of course, to track this nor'easter as it moves out of the capital region. We're back with everything you need to know before you walk out the door this Wednesday morning. The Morning Wrap is next.
CBS Traffic is brought to you by attorneys Martin, Harding, and Mazzotti. Injured, helping you is what we do. Here's your CBS 6 Morning Wrap, sponsored by Cumberland Farms.
6:55 just about as we come back and check out your morning wrap, everything you need to know before you head out the door. We want to get out to meteorologist Craig Adams. He's been in Altamont where a fire started early this morning.
Yeah, so let's go there right now. He's working to get more information. And Craig, situation still active scene behind you there.
Frigid morning to fight a fire. The building a complete loss, but the fire is out. You can see the crews kind of mopping up here in the center of Altamont. Don't know how the fire started. They're going to be investigating that over the course of today. Let's go back to the studio.
I'm Carrie Beal on the Northway. This is heading south in between exits 12 and 11. You can see the road conditions are much better this morning. A little bit slow moving because of the plows, but the problem is actually some of the salt that's now accumulating on our windshield, and we have to clean it several times. So keep that in mind as you're heading out the door. Reporting live in Saratoga County, Carrie Beal, CBS 6 News.
Yeah, and fortunately, we are seeing a quiet period in terms of the weather. Not much in the way of shower activity, but the roads, like Carrie said, still rough out there. I mean, there's been a huge improvement since yesterday, but still snow covered in some cases. This is downtown Schenectady here. You can see the road, State Street, completely covered. But again, they've been keeping up with the snow, and the plows have really done a good job overnight. I know this morning, my way in, it was a lot easier than yesterday afternoon. Dry conditions for most of the area, some flurries north and west, and we still could see scattered showers producing a few inches over the mountains today. Guys?
All right, Alyssa, thanks. Bringing you outside to show you the bottom of the Northway, looking much better than it did yesterday. Just a few cars out on the roads right now. I'm looking at 511, and we are incident-free right now. That's your CBS 6 Eye on Traffic.
CBS This Morning is up next right here on CBS 6. We've got more of this storm coverage coming up for another hour on the CW.
We'll see you in a couple of minutes.